2012 season membership campaign, We Are Port Adelaide, launched today. 36,500 members last season. Hopefully a lot more than that, as I welcome in his second year as senior coach, Matthew Primus. Matty, how are you?
Good afternoon, fellas. Going well, thank you.
Second year is always better than the first year. They do say that. But let's talk about the 2012 season membership campaign, We Are Port Adelaide.
Yeah, launched today, and I suppose if you get onto our website, I think there's a website, www.weareportadelaide.com.au. It's just, we're really starting off our membership campaign and really just making it inclusive of everyone who loves Port Adelaide to get on board. And, the front page of our membership brochure just has anyone who's involved with the club. So whether you're the CEO or you're a supporter from Melbourne, Perth, wherever you are, a volunteer at the club, whoever, we want you on board. And if you are, we're going to make you feel real inclusive of being involved in our footy club. And we're obviously trying to get big numbers to support us as much as they did last year. We're looking to try and better that this year if we can.
36,500, I reckon it was last year, wasn't it, Ro? Is that right? So
yeah.
40,000. And where does that growth come from? Is that out of schools? You're targeting anybody specifically?
We're trying to target as just everyone who loves the football club. And you might say that means you're going to be inhibited at a certain level, but we want to get as many people as we can who love the football club, who either did support us last year or who didn't renew their memberships. We want to get as many back as we can and keep continually growing it from there and get them to join the journey that we're on.
Okay, let's talk about the footy because that's why we're here. And we'll get back to that. We'll do it again. weareportadelaide.com.au. We'll keep promoting that. You can book right now. I guess you can ring the club now or get on that internet and website and book now. Let's get into it. You've got your team, and Rennie and Carr in the midfield, Brad Koch in defence, Buddha Hocking still with the forwards, and Tyson joins you as a development coach. So that's a positive, and you'd be happy with that lineup.
Yeah, it's great. There's 4 new faces there with the coaches. We've put on Jared Egan too in our fitness and in our fitness area. We've put on a full-time physio. We've really beefed up our resources around the footy club, and it does have a lot of high energy around the club at the moment with those new coaches, and obviously the players have come back in great nick, and officially we started together all officially today.
Can I ask you how tough that is with 4 new brains in your organisation? I mean, do you sit down with them and say, this is my plan? Do you work a game plan together? I mean, 4 new heads has got to cause some problems, or is it?
I think it's good problems. They're going to throw up their ideas. I'm definitely a collaborative coach. I don't want to be my way or the highway, but I've got it in my mind of how we want to play and how we want to structure up and go down it with them. And we go over it. They throw what they think might work, and we toss it around. But a few weeks ago, we definitely come up with a plan. This is what we're going to do, and made sure we're well prepared to give that to the players and feed it into them as the weeks go by.
I guess the next part is how hard is it to try and cram? We spoke to Bretton Sanderson last week about all the stuff he's trying to cram into his blokes for the first time. Yeah. How do you decide where to start? Like, is it fitness? Is it strength? Is it game plan? For the West Coast Eagles, is it just as simply as kicking was last year and the development they made and the progress they made by just addressing one thing? Where does it start?
I think it starts with, the year we had, there's obviously a lot of things we can improve on, no doubt about that. So we're focusing on, our fitness. We put a lot of guys out for surgery to make sure we've got our full squad ready to go. So we're focused on that. And there's a couple of key areas we really have to get better at. Our contested footy fell off the face of the earth last year, so we're focusing pretty heavily on that. And if you've got to have that, you've got to have that to be competitive. So that's our biggest focus, along with making sure the guys get through the next 4 or 5 months of pre-season.
This time last year when we spoke to you, Matty, it was about defensive spread from stoppage, defensive action all across the ground to stop teams kicking multiple goals on you. Will that still be a focus? I know you can't.
Yeah. Oh, look, it will be. Look, I think every team that didn't make the finals wants to improve defensively, so we're going to do that. Yeah, for sure. That's going to be one of our focuses. And, if we want to be any good, not just next year, the next 3, 4, 5 years, we've got to get better in that regard. So that's going to be something we're going to focus on for sure.
Yeah. Is that about fixing up the couple of blokes who probably didn't have great years? I mean, Carlisle and Chaplin didn't have great years by their standards. Is it as simple as saying if they get better, we'll be better? Or?
No. Look, if you had Matty Scarlett and Tarrant down there, and they had 75 inside 50s against them, I think they're going to have goals kicked against them. So I think it's more we've got to fix up our ability to get enough of the ball inside 50, going our way first of all, and stop as many going in against. And I thought Chappie his year was okay. Bobby Carlisle had to get fitter and stronger, and he has certainly turned up ready to go this pre-season for that. So if those two are capable of doing that, they can handle themselves as long as we're around the mark with inside 50s against.
I was going to say, if there was something you'd stop, start and keep, everyone does that in business, so you'd stop something, start something, keep something. What would be something that you would keep that you did last year that if you do again next year better, you'll be higher up the rung, and then a stop and a.
Look, there obviously the year we had, there wasn't statistical wise, there wasn't too many things that went well for us. I think our ability to score when we went inside 50 was in the top 5 in the competition, and the amount of games we got into our young kids was something that we're going to continue to do. So we want to continue to do that. As I said, last year we had about 40% of our list do the whole pre-season, and that wasn't good enough, and that was played a significant part in why we weren't able to maintain our rage, I suppose you want to call it, in games. So we want to improve on that, and we think we went a fair way down that path of putting guys out last year to make sure they're ready to go from day dot.
Yep. Trade week, you got Brad Ebert and Brett Renouf, and I think the guys behind the scenes nailed that. That was a great result for you.
Yeah, look, it was. We know we're going to get a quality player at pick 6, but we wanted to beef up our midfield with a couple of big bodies, and Brad's certainly one of them. And we thought Loeb's certainly come on in leaps and bounds with his ruck work, but we think we need him not a lot of support around him with a ready-made ruckman ready to go. And Brett Renouf's only 23 and played 50 or 60 odd games, played in the premiership. So we think he's going to really complement our on-ball division along with Brad.
You were very patient last year and took a lot of bullets and stayed upright, which was incredibly strong for you personally. How patient can you be this year? Will you be just as patient and tolerant this year as you were last year?
Look, I think you want to be, but like our supporters will want us to improve with wins on the board. We certainly want to be about that. I know our players definitely weren't happy with the year we had, so we'll be patient to an extent. But we're going to need continual improvement, whether you're Camo Show played his first year, whether you're Dom Cassisi in his 10th year. We're going to need improvement from all of those guys, and that's what this pre-season's about, making sure that by the come February they've improved in some little way in their game. Some guys will take bigger steps, some will take lesser steps, but that's what we're about, and so I'll be patient to an extent, but then we're going to need these guys to step up and play better footy and be able to compete for a lot longer in games than what they did last year.
Does that have to show on the scoreboard and the premiership ladder as well, that improvement? Are you happy with individual improvement and not a win? I mean, I
think they come together.
Yeah.
To some extent, they come together. But look, we would like to have more wins than last year, and I know everybody involved in the club wants to. But if we have improvement from every player on our list, and people might say that's too much, but every player on our list can improve in some facet of the game. And if they do that, we'll have a better year than last year, and that's all that we're after at the moment.
And I'm saying it seems a similarity with Richmond, and we've seen what Hardwick's done with them, and he's quantified it in number terms. I think I heard him say the other day, we've got our 500 games into our 22 and unders, and now we're moving on. Is it that simple? Is it? Can you put a number on it now?
I'm not sure you can put a number on it, but we're definitely down the path. As I said, we had a core group of players that hadn't played enough footy together, and they still haven't. So they're going to achieve that this year. And how many more games that is, time will tell. But we're going to play them more together. But every year, your expectations have got to get a little bit higher, no matter how young you are, how old you are, and our expectations will be higher than what they were going into last year.
5:15, our very special guest, Matt Primus. We got him for a half hour. We'll talk all things Leon Davis, the fixture. There's plenty to come up. We Are Port Adelaide, the 2012 season membership campaign. Log on, www.weareportadelaide.com.au. 36,500 is their target. Matty's in here to spruik that, and we are too. We are Port Adelaide, Bone. Are you?
40,000 is the number, probably. I mean, that's a 10% increase, but again, you see interstate clubs now looking for 60 and 70, so I think 40,000 would be a great number.
Well, I've got KT there, Matty's there, Peter Rhodes there, then Tyson Zuma went there, the coach of my little Colt. I've got no excuses not to be We Are Port Adelaide, Matty.
Well, get your wallet out, mate, and sign up.
That's an excuse.
That is the excuse.
Don't forget the big puss. 16 past 5.